5 days of intensive work. No one approached the car. What about the wheels? Oh, it's really bad here. We'll do it later. First, we have a delivery through Avito. 5 days of hard work. There are intermediate results, but there is no time to study cars at all. But I decided to take a day off, let's say. There won't be any shit. Rinse off your affairs. Epperst, Pechovaya. And take care of the car. Today, we will hunt again for the whole day, let's say. What the hell do we have here, anyway? There is no rain. And accumulates. So, and here's what we see. The sensor. I disconnected the DMRV sensor, cleaned the terminals cleanly. Something there tells me that we still have an air intake somewhere where. I can't understand it. After all, this tube goes from the tank to the absorber. There's a broken spout, so I won't do anything about it. Only I have an absorber, which I won't do. It will be necessary to get to the breather. He is there. You need to unscrew 4 hexagons. I don't have such heads, but I have keys, but they are poor. Oh, here's another thing. Here's what else I forgot, the key 410. The keys are poor in the sense that they can't fit. That's what I unscrewed, of course. So, the oil level needs to be wiped, because you won't see a damn thing. And where do I have the nearest rag? It's in the trunk. The keys are already in the lock. Well, yes. The wheels are coming down. This is very bad. We will be looking for rubber in the near future. It seems to me that there is more oil than the norm. Okay, he'll eat it. Bullshit. Let's see. Let's see how it feels. Quiet. In. Will manifest. The car was parked for 5 days, or 6 or 7, I don't know. Here's our diesel engine started. Epperst. What do we have? Increased speed, consumption of 18 liters. And it doesn't smoke. It doesn't smoke. Well, there is smoke, but not as much as it was before. In general, here's the story. Again, I picked up on the forums, read everything. And we have some ideas. The fan works just like not in itself. And the idea is that I changed this valve, everything is fine here. And we need to get to the breather, which is located right here. But to do this, you need, accordingly, to remove everything that can be removed, and try to pull it out without removing this tube. Because I didn't buy enough antifreeze, and there's not that much of it. By the way, let's take a look. It feels like the system is not pumped. The system is not pumped, and that's why. It swings through the upper hose. The hose. And he's hot. I can't say anything yet. There's a feeling that the air is at this point. And here, as a matter of fact, is the temperature sensor and everything connected with it. And he can be lying, so to speak. But today, we will not talk about this, but about the fact that you need to wait a little while until the engine cools down. Well, everything is in order here. The oil mist, so to speak, is formed. From the gaskets, by the way, it does not press. Does not press also from out of here. From the candle well. Perhaps it was just the sidewalls when they poured the oil, because he eats oil like it's not in himself, as you remember. So, we need to try, now it will cool down, to tear off these 4 bolts here. At least try it. In fact, you can move it here and pull it out on yourself, and everything will be okay. Another problem with the electrics. What I was doing must have rotted away somewhere else. The headlight and the size do not work. Periodically does not work. If you shake the twist here, that's mine, but it's 100% reliable. Then you can sort of understand that the case is somewhere out there. It may have rotted further because there are black copper wires. In general, everything is bad there with this case. We wait until it cools down and climb. This way? I'm going to get the keys. Well, a statement of fact. Nothing gets unscrewed here, and probably never gets unscrewed. Stupidly bends the key. And here we need a head with a normal collar. But it would be all right. Here's a bolt here. One horseradish knows how to unscrew it. And over there. I don't know. But I really, really want to look there, because everyone writes that an asshole breather can cause this whole story with smoke from the exhaust pipe. I don't know. Okay, while I'm here, I'll at least deal with the headlight. You need to read who unscrewed the whole thing with what. Okay, these are the top two, but this one is the bottom one, the farthest one. I do not know how to unscrew it. He's stupidly, well, out there somewhere. Let's try. Maybe he will at least try to break down. No, the key bends. Well, okay, let's leave it as it is. For now. It must be very exciting to live on a power line. Let's move on to our electricity. In general, everything is rotten, everything has fallen off. Of course. Going home, afraid. But with the headlight, I don't understand what. We're kind of cutting down the dimensions completely, right? And that's it. And here it is, like, shining so dimly. Oh, all right. It's shining. And it is not clear where it is at all, what it is interconnected with. Well, we'll have to hide everything. Dig again. This, in general, if everything is clear with this, with the low beam, it is not clear from the word at all. You turn on the near or far, it barely shines. I haven't figured out exactly where it's crashing right now. In general, we will search now. I hope we find it. And the turn signal, yes, is soldering home. It would be better, of course, this one too, because it drizzles periodically. Well, that's all, of course. You can buy a new one, but why buy it can be done. Everything is green here too. We are looking for a low beam in general. It was sudden and unexpected. He was found, but I don't understand where the specific cliff is. It's weird, I just pulled him out of here. Maybe, of course, under the intake, under the box. Damn, if there is, then it's bad. And the size. The dimension is lit. Very strange. We'll decide now. Guess what? Twists that I haven't checked. Here's one, I just twisted it so far. Here's another one and another one. That is, there are as many as 3 twists on one wire. 3 twists. 3 twists. Me. I don't understand. How is it in general? Who did it? Words are not enough. Well, we'll double-check everything related to this case. I hope I don't have to climb in there. I'm not, I'm tired. I'm just tired. What kind of collective farm is this, damn it? How much is possible? There's a hike, there's a lot of greenery inside. In general, we will deal with this case now. Search for low beam. Of course. You won't believe it, in general, somewhere here. There's a cliff somewhere here. I see a bare wire somewhere. Oh man. There are no words, really. Everything works. The cliff is here somewhere. We search, fix, wind up. How much duct tape? Turned on another wire. But the campaign here will need to really pull out this chip now and do everything humanly, purely for yourself. Let's try it. With one hand, of course, it is convenient. The main thing is not to short out. Rag tape, but there is. That's it. Here it is. That's the gap. How he's here. Although, you know, I don't ask questions anymore. But with electrics, I don't ask questions at all. Remember, we excluded some points from the generator here. This wire is still not fixed. We need to do something about it. In general, it would be nice to redo the wire to the oil sensor. Because he, too, is already breathing hard. Well, we'll redo it at the same time. Remarkably simple. Just wonderful, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, we need to pay it off, otherwise I won't start at all now. I won't start. I pulled in general for a chip, and here it is. It's come off, it's rotten, like I said, it's come off. And then, of course, here too, you will need to look at what kind of collective farm there is. This, of course, tried to shrink it all to solve. Well, as we can understand, shrinkage is not solved here. Therefore, with a pen. Lube, wherever she is. And duct tape. And rag tape. By the way, we need to get it. We wrap it up properly and put it behind the intake, behind the box. so that less of everyone flies here. By the way, there is a temperature sensor in the wing. Well, not in the wing, but under the headlight in general. And it still shows incorrectly. The error is a few degrees, but nevertheless. And today is an electric day again. Firm the word electrician. What can I do? That's great. In general, the wire fell off from the pin because it rotted. Remarkably simple. Just fine. Okay, I can handle that. I'll solder it. And what to do here? Well, we'll get it out, come up with something. I don't know. I have, in principle, Zhigovsky terminals. I don't know at all. I don't know what to do. It's creepy. Somehow it needs to be installed. We'll figure it out. What can I say? There's nothing to say. We need to go home. Solder it, solder it. Now we're going to put this whole thing in rag tape temporarily. I poured a lot of oil over something. It will devour the excess. Now I'm going to try the oil temperature sensor. Damn, I hope everything is fine with this sensor. Make an oil temperature sensor. And that's it, and we're going. Because, well, there's really nothing to solve here. We need to solder everything. I got into this wiring just a little bit. In general, I twisted a little twist to the ignition. The oil temperature sensor is also twisted. Someone once tried to solder, but it rotted. In general, everything is bad there. We have the following wiring on DMRV and on. I forgot what they call it. It will be necessary to throw everything on this side, because everything flies from the belts when the wheel turns out, and, accordingly. By winter it will all rot. In general, while I have the car, I will have to come up with a name for it, although I have already come up with it. But it is such a sauce. While I have the car, we will do it for ourselves. Well, we're launching the whole thing. Let's go without one headlight. Quickly. It wasn't far from home, so as not to embarrass anyone. Ah, the starter. I wanted to shake the starter. The starter terminal, because for some reason, there is also little voltage coming to it. Perhaps there are problems somewhere in this part of the wiring. But I will decide this later. Very much later. What is this? He was already compressed in principle. Still to get. Oh, there's a contact. Well, let's launch it. I said, well, what's wrong? What's wrong again? Everything is fine here. Everything is fine here. It's so here. Let's lower the wiring down, since this is the case. Ah, he fell out again. What's his name? It's inconvenient. Oh, that's it, clearly. Clearly stood up. Starting up. Now the main thing is that the fuses did not burn out any. In order? It runs on excellent, but it also smokes on an excellent student. I hope this is excess oil, and this problem will disappear soon. In general, we are going home to a pier. The revs are somewhat overstated. Now I've flooded it properly. Yes, not that it smokes much. And of course they stopped the traffic police. And of course the fact that the headlight is not included. Fortunately, the documents were checked and released. I said yes, I'm going home, let's go. As usual, when something is somewhere like this. Okay, whatever. A matter of chance, as they say. The handbrake, by the way, has earned. I just checked it out. I don't know if he let go on the pads or not. And when I went out to show the documents, I put the car on the handbrake. Then I think something is not pulling. It turned out that the handbrake works, but there are nuances, so to speak. It's all done. There were 2 wires that had fallen off. This is brown and blue. Instead of blue, there was white. But unfortunately, there was no such color. They were completely rotten. I rewired everything so that the car will rot faster, taking into account its condition. Then these wires will fall off. Okay. And I made turn signals. There was some kind of prehistoric paraffin clogged here. I dug it out. The wires were fallen off, then rotted away. As a result, I soldered everything with a Soviet soldering iron, not that it's convenient to do all this. And it turns out that he filled it with sealant. It looks super reliable. Now it will definitely never fall off. Well, at least while I'm driving. The problem is that the wires were frayed here, that they were hanging out, and they rotted naturally. Well, for some reason, the German soldering fell off inside for some reason. All turn signals are integrated, and it feels like they are brighter than they were before. Now the headlight. Here everything has remained unchanged. It is necessary to throw off the start. Well, the box is meant. Let's see what twisted it. Everything should work. It's necessary. It's not far, is it? I didn't understand. These are dimensions. How do I do that? Here the dimension is lit. There seems to be a dimension here too. I don't understand. Okay, let's figure it out. That's all right. It was necessary to turn on the ignition, but it feels like the distant pancake is mixed up. Come on. Yes, the far one is enabled. Little has changed. I don't understand at all. But now the far one. That is, the near one mixed up the wires along the way. Okay, we'll change it, but it's already better than it was to work. The light is rotten at all. Yes, in the course of a long distance. In the course of the distant. That's it, now the far one. It was a problem with the fact that I pulled out a light bulb here when I checked. Now we'll pack everything up nicely, spin it and forget it. It will never rot again. At least as long as I own this beautiful car. Come on. Yes, here is the neighbor. About the lamp, the dick knows where it shines. It will be necessary to adjust, find a wall. That's it, Chicos. Something like butter. We're not going anywhere today. Lots of oil. We're going tomorrow. Laid everything in beauty. I wrapped everything in rag tape, removed the wires, by the way. We'll deal with the rest tomorrow. We'll go on business tomorrow. You will also need to get into the starter wiring, but that will be later. And this is what we have here. One of them is due to non-redemption. And the second one is due to the fact that this is not what I ordered. Man, don't be alternatively gifted. You ordered exactly what is in the picture and in the description. Why order? And why would I pick up the goods anyway? Damn, don't be so alternatively gifted, let's just say. So, we have flat wheels here. These are also deflated. How fucked up. It already needs to be solved, but there is no time. So, let's get started. Yesterday, speaking of wiring, I checked the mask, everything is in order there. Today it's stupid to start immediately and swing the wheels. I just got dressed up today. The event is official. You need to be beautiful, not in sweatpants. Come on. No. More or less. What do we have in the back? I keep hoping that the oil from the crankcase ventilation will wear off and everything will be okay with us. Yes, the oil stinks. Or an incomprehensible mixture with oil. I keep hoping. Let's chase it and see. We see the turnover is too high for some reason. And the bottom of the food. And the plane. Okay, let's go to the official event, then we'll deal with it. The car is dirty, it needs to be washed. Now we'll start another stream later. Need to wash. What the hell is this, and how it happens, I don't remember. It is not laundered. The event is over. Not the result I was hoping for. Even my outfit didn't help. The fact that I poured the oil, it's not that good, but it doesn't smoke. I'm already tired of fighting with him. Understand, you know what? Solvent. It's like the smell of a solvent. Well, with the exhaust of course, some kind of burnt, but the smell of solvent. Maybe I'm right, after all, that he spits out oil, and not the oil removers are dead. Let's do it, I'm still chasing him, we are. And I will make the final decision. The engine is not smoking at the moment, it is unclear. Washed our beloved Passat B3. It certainly looks like a buzz. He looked like he was in the 90s. 86th, 9th. I don't remember how they were made there. What have I learned today? Today, I fried a little bit like that 80 kilometers per hour in fourth gear. And him. It started to smoke, and the revs started to float. In short, after all, these are oil-removing caps and a motor on the table. I counted all the gaskets, all in a circle. It can cost 4,000 there. 2 gaskets, respectively, heads and valve covers, oil seals, and so on. There was something else there, I don't remember. Except for the hydraulic compensator. Hydraulic compensators go to him for 300 rubles, and I do not know which of them are alive, which are not. The floor of the head is definitely knocking. If you buy everything, then it's all 8. That's 4,000 something. No, 400. In general, the budget can cost 7,000. Well, give or take. When asked how much the motorist or the person who will do it will take. Service. The service is unlikely. Most likely, we will turn to a private motorist or to our own firm, the wrong service. Already from another guys who are certainly closely engaged in this. I do not know how much it will cost, so we will think, but most likely not. Most likely, the car will just go for sale like that. I have 3.5 liters of oil canisters there, I will top up. Whatever. But this time I poured the oil. There may be some problems with this. With this, too, are present. But the electrics are complete bullshit. We again do not show the oil sensor. You need to shake the electrics again, the wiring and everything connected with it. The car is beautiful, but I'm already tired of it. I'm already tired of investing money in it, poking around. Most likely 90%, 95.99, that it will go on sale. That's it. I'll see you when I see you. What a beautiful black cat you are. Make friends. He doesn't want to. There is a collar, so it means local. All local seals have collars. Went on business. I'll make the most of my cat.